Hey, sweetheart, can we talk for a minute? There's been something I've been meaning to tell you. So, I love you. You know I love you. I mean, you must know, right? I tell you that 1,000 times at night in your sleep, after all. Well, I guess you're not awake for that, so I don't know if you were aware. But even that aside, I make your voice my alarm. I make your voice my ringtone. Your smiling face is the background of my phone, and I have a portrait of you in every room of my house. So, I'm really into you. You know I love you. I tell you every time I find the opportunity, don't I? So, I'm sure you must know, even just a little, how much I really love you. And that's exactly why things have been so difficult recently. I love you, and it's difficult for me to be distant from you. It eats away at me when you're not next to me. It eats away at me when you haven't talked to me for a while. I feel my insides withering away when I haven't spent time with you. That's just how I am. You know how I am. There isn't anything that hurts me more than to be away from you. I feel like we've been drifting apart recently. You feel it too, don't you? I don't want to assign any blame here. That's not what this is about. I just want to get through this together with you is all. We've been going out for so long, and I don't want to end it here. I don't want it to end ever. Really. I just want to love you forever and ever. That's my greatest joy. So what I'm saying is, I can't stand that we haven't been able to spend as much time together recently. I feel like in the past few days, the only time I've really spent with you is when you're sleeping. And you're not even awake for that. So, it's not the same. And you haven't been responding to your texts as much lately either. I know, I send a lot and it can be really hard to keep up with me in that regard, but still, even accounting for that, you haven't been too responsive. And like I said, this isn't about blame. I'm not blaming you here. Look, I'm sure you must have a good reason for being so distant recently. You have a good reason, don't you? Maybe there's something you're insecure about that you're afraid I'll find out and hate about you. It's fine. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's fine. I'm certain I won't mind. And it's not as big of a deal as you think. I'll always love you, forever and ever, and I won't just let something petty get in the way of our love. So if maybe you got like a weird rash recently that you're scared I'll find ugly. Or maybe you got like a weird wart. Or maybe you're afraid of how you smell or something. I don't know. But if there's any reason like that, anything that might make you feel guilty or anxious about being around me or pushing me away, just forget it. I love you. I absolutely adore you and everything about you. If there's anything like that, it won't bother me. Only being away from you bothers me. Or maybe if you're just feeling down, well, it's not good to isolate yourself. I know alone time is a thing, but I think you've taken it to the extremes here, sweetheart. If there's anything you want to talk about, you can talk about it with me, darling. I'm not here to judge. I just want to keep you safe is all. Not just from external threats, but threats that come from inside as well. It's my duty to do everything in my power to protect you. I'd do anything for you. I swear on my life, I would do anything for you. I'd take bullets for you. Or fire them. I'd sell my soul for you. I'd give up everything I've ever loved in order to protect you. So if there's something you're facing, I want to face it together with you, darling. So if there's any problem you have, I want to know about it. Even if the problem is me. That's a real possibility, isn't it? Did I do something wrong, sweetheart? Did I do something to make you withdraw from me? I never mean to hurt you or wrong you. It's just, I love you so much, so, it's just... I know sometimes I can be overbearing. Well, more than just sometimes. But I just can't help it. I just love you so much, and my love for you takes over my every thought and action. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being like this. It was me, wasn't it? You've gotten sick of me, haven't you? I know I've got problems, and I must have been causing you problems, too. Must have been annoying to wake up to all of my texts, isn't it? I'm sure you must have hated it when I went for your phone, too. And I always give you that pouty face when you eat food that I didn't make for you. I'm always trying to guilt you into only eating my cooking. I'm sure that must be such a hassle to deal with as well. I'm sure I must be such a burden. I don't know what to do. I just don't know. I want you to be happy. I really do. But I just can't control myself around you. I want to respect you just as much as I love you, but how could that be possible when I love you this much? I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do now because we're drifting apart. What should I do? Help me. I don't know what to do. What should I do? I should open this box? Sweetheart, oh darling, you better not be playing games with me. This better be what I hope it is. Is it? Is it what I think it is? Are you proposing to me? You are? Oh, my sweet precious darling. There are not enough words in the English language to express just how much I love you. Oh, this is my number one dream come true. I can't believe this is actually happening. Is this why you were acting so distant recently? Were you spending time looking for a ring? Maybe making other arrangements? And you even made it my birthstone. Oh, sweetheart, you're so thoughtful. No wonder I fell in love with you. You're the most beloved person I could ever ask for. Out of all the times I could have been born into, I'm so grateful I was born just in time to meet you. Oh, and your proposal swept me right off my feet, so I almost forgot to give you an answer. Yes, of course I accept. There's no way I could refuse you. I love you. Oh, I love you so much more than you could ever imagine. I'll never forget this moment. It's already been burned into my memory for all of eternity. Oh, I'm so happy. I can't believe how happy I am. I had no idea people could be this happy, and I especially never thought I would be one to experience it at this level. I mean, out of everyone who could possibly experience this level of happiness, why me? I certainly don't deserve it. You know how I am. I guess I wasn't pushing you away. You proposed to me after all. So my fears were all in my head. But I still have very real things to be guilty over. I was so scared. I was scared that you were drifting away from me and that you would never come back. And I didn't want that to happen. I couldn't let that happen. That's why I was going to take matters into my own hands. Today, I brought some rope with me, you see? And some tape. And I had this entire plan all set up. I thought for sure you would tell me that you were acting distant because you hated me. And you would say that you wanted to break up with me. Then I would cry. I would beg you to stay with me. You would brush me off and then walk away. And then, when you turned your back to me, I'd kidnap you. I'd pin you down and tie you up and take you to my basement where you'd never be able to get away from me. No matter how much you hated me. So I definitely have things to feel guilty over. I definitely don't deserve you. But maybe I'm overthinking things. You love me after all. You love me, don't you? So none of that matters. There's no use dwelling on it. I'm just ruining the moment. This is a happy moment. I should just let it be happy. I should let us be happy. Things are simple. I don't need to make them so complicated. I love you and you love me. It's that simple. You love me. You love me. You love me. I love you too, darling. I love you more than anything that's ever been loved. If I put my thoughts down on paper about just how much I love you, we'd have to cut down all the trees in the world just to have enough to write it on. That's how much I love you. So let's just enjoy this moment. There's so much to enjoy. There's so much to think about and look forward to now that our future together is secure. Where should we have the wedding? Should it be big or small? Who do you want to invite? Every last little detail is such a joy to fantasize about. But even so, at the end of the day, the only detail that truly matters is that you're with me. Forever. I love you, darling.